Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And I have a diamond in the rough for you guys to meet today. His name is Robert Horsey. He's a defensive lineman now at Southern Utah. Nice to meet you, sir.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Speaking to a guy who actually Marylander who somehow ended up at Southern Utah. Hopefully we'll have time to kind of walk through you and your story. Really a guy who I think a lot of people got on their radar early this season as one of the top transfers. Obviously transferring up from D2. They're making it to Southern Utah. Let's go ahead and start walking through this journey of yours. Let's first start out where you're from. Go ahead and talk through that.
All right, so I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up in a single parent household in a one-bedroom apartment in East Baltimore with just me and my dad. Um, just I don't want to say the typical story because I feel like people where I come from, they usually have single mothers, but I feel like my story is very different because I was raised by a single father. Both my parents were on drugs growing up, but I feel as though that didn't stop me from accomplishing any of my goals. If anything, it only gave me more fuel and energy to help accomplish and get where I'm at today.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to see some guys who, grew up in that inner city, sort of story where like, you're able to really branch out and make yourself get yourself in such a better situation. And so
Mm-hmm.
obviously you've done that for yourself, which is great. Um, let's kind of talk through the early days of you as an athlete there in Baltimore, going to Mervo High School there. And according to what I was able to find out about you, dude, you were actually an offensive lineman. Talk through your time there in high school and really what you remember most.
Um, it's so funny that you said that because a lot of people don't know that I played offensive line in high school. They always be surprised when I tell them. But looking back at high school, man, it was a journey, honestly. Um, I just remember the big game versus our rival schools and just making plays. I remember my senior year. We were going up against this school called Paint Branch,
I remember
and
Plate
like,
Ranch. I know where Plate
yeah,
Ranch is.
and like that was my first game playing defense in my high school career. And I had made a tackle for loss. They had drove down the field, they had got into the red zone, and I had made a tackle for loss, and I feel like that really changed the course of the game because I feel like after that we had got the momentum back, we held them, they didn't score, and we had won that game by 1 point.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, you were an offensive lineman, but you ended up making that switch. I'm looking at you really as an athlete, guy who's about 6'3", 290 pounds. Could have been an offensive lineman. And I guess that really just depended upon like the whole recruitment process and really what guys wanted out of you. I don't know how many of them were really looking at you as an as a defensive lineman at that time, recruiting you out of high school. How did that look for you?
So coming out of high school, all of my offers were for offensive line, except for one, which was Frostburg State. I had played defensive line at the BTC All Star game in Baltimore City, and Frostburg State's defensive coordinator, Coach Kellen, I love him to death. For some reason, I don't know why till this day, I still thank him for this. He just seen me, and he must have seen something in me that I didn't even see in myself at the time. And I had went on to visit the Frostburg, and I never forget this. Um, Coach Magnuson that came up to me and told me that they wanted to offer me for D line, and I told my coach, Coach Nixon, and he looked at me, and we both looked at each other with so much shock, like defensive line, wow. And I had a Division 1 offer to Rhode Island at the time, but my offer was pulled a week before signing day. So I really didn't have that many options with a couple D2 schools on the table. So I just told myself if I was going Division 2, I was going to play D line. I don't know why. I think I seen it in a dream, but I feel like everything happened for a reason.
Well, I mean, dude, obviously it put you in a better situation. I think a lot of people really, see you now as a defensive lineman and never really
Mhm.
think twice about you as an offensive lineman, if we're being real. But
Yeah.
certainly, could have done something with that. But I mean, it worked out for you in the long run. So
Mhm.
you get an opportunity out at Frostburg State, which people don't really understand where Frostburg State is. It's kind of western part of Maryland. Literally, like if you look at Maryland, it's like the skinniest part of the Maryland map, and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And so you go from like the inner city of Baltimore, and you end up out here. Pretty much in the middle of nowhere, dude. It is a little bit of a culture shock. So, how was that first, year or so of you as a guy out there?
In Frostburg or Cedar City.
Yeah, Frostburg. Let's start there, dude.
All right, so Frostburg, it was completely different scenery from Baltimore. I feel like Frostburg is where I really blossomed from a boy to a man. I learned so much. I grew so much. I'm so grateful for the connection that I built there. I feel like at that school, I made lifelong friends. I have nothing but positive things to say about that place. I still talk to a lot of my teammates from there, and a lot of people that went there that don't go there anymore. I still love every coach that ever coached for me up there, and I wish all them well. And I'm just really so grateful that I actually decided to go there because it really has helped me for the better in my young life.
Yeah, really a lot of great things happening for that program in the past several years, really. I mean, at one point or another, they were D3 and then they end up
Mm-hmm.
moving up to D2 and, getting to a point where I want to say that they were like like a conference champion at one point or another, but
We
they
were,
were still transitioning at that time. And so they couldn't really do much with it, which really sucked,
yeah.
but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen a couple people actually come out of Frostburg State recently that have garnered a lot of attention. I know there was an offensive lineman there who had done really well for himself, and then eventually transferred to Maryland. Really one of really a freakish athlete in his own right. And then of course you also coming out of there as well. Um, Talk about those guys in that program really building up over the years.
I feel like Coach Fitz and our strength and conditioning Coach Lenhart, they are like very detrimental to the success that Frostburg has had, transitioning from D3 to D2. I feel like every good program, it starts in the weight room and in the off season. And I feel like Coach Lenhart has really get those guys prepared every year. And Coach Fitz, his mentality, man, the Coach Fitz mentality, I love it. It's just like me versus you, and I'm not going to let you win. And as far as Gottlieb, that's my brother. I wish him nothing but the best. And a lot of people don't know this, but we used to actually live together. We stayed in the same house and we stayed in the same dorms for majority of really every year in college. We stayed in the same dorm, and then we got a house together with me, him, and a couple more of our teammates. So like God is really my brother, and I wish the best for him. Hopefully I can see him at the professional level and I could it'll be just like how I used to be in practice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You said lived together, but at first I was thinking lifted together. Because dude, both of you guys, freaks. And I say that in a good way because you were on the Bruce Feldman's freak list along with him. Some of the things that were listed on that report was that you yourself have a bench of over 400 pounds and can squat about 650. Again, that was at the beginning of the season. Now, dude, I don't know where you're at right now, but like those are some respectable numbers. So you got guys like you and Gottlieb coming out really just monsters in the weight room. So and that I obviously feel put you in a situation that, hey, you have an opportunity now with getting an extra year because of COVID. You could maybe do something with it, and so you ended up portaling it. And somehow I have no idea how you ended up way out west at Southern Utah. So how in the world did that happen?
So basically, coming out of high school, every young kid's dream is to always make it D1. And with Coach Fitz leaving and going D1, I decided why not give myself a chance to enter the portal. And surely enough, he reached out to me once I entered the portal, and it was really history after that. It was like I already know who Coach Fitz is, and he had reunited with Coach Kellen, and I just felt like it would be a great opportunity.
Well, certainly worked well for you. I think that obviously you had an opportunity to really come in, be a seasoned vet who could also be a quality leader for your team. We're a team captain this past season for Southern Utah, which is great. And so you go out there and you're part of this defense. How was the defense when you're looking at Southern Utah versus Frostburg? What's the difference and maybe how you were utilized?
So if you really want me to get into specifics, at Frostburg,
Please.
we ran mainly 4-3 front, and I mainly played the nose position. And then when I came out here, I feel like I was utilized more throughout all over the D line. I played three tech nose. Some plays I went out to contain. From the I played the zero. Um, and yeah, I feel like just D2 to D1 at any level or any school, I feel like it's going to be a major jump and major differences. And I feel like it's all about how you adapt to it. And I feel like I adapted very well.
I mean, did pretty well for yourself overall. Made like all conference for like a Phil Steele list at some point, which is great. The one thing that I was able to pull up for you too, which I thought was really fun, is that at some point during the season you had a block kick. So uh, that's kind of neat, man. I mean, obviously you make plays out there on the defensive line, but you're thrown out there on special teams as well. Talk me through that moment.
All right, so special teams is very detrimental to any football game. It's three phases to every football game: offense, defense, and special teams. And even if you lose on offensive, defensive phases, you can still win the game on special teams alone. And Coach Fitz preached this to us throughout the entire season. Really, he was really breathing down my neck for me to block a kick. So when I finally did it, he was the first person I ran to. I was just so excited. Not more so for me, but more so that I did it for him.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, dude, it's cool to be able to go out there and do it, especially when your coach is really, I don't know, just yearning for it. Been asking for it like all season long, and then you go out there and execute it, which is awesome. Cool thing, obviously, is that you love to see that for incoming rookies. Obviously, we're looking at you as a prospect, as a legitimate NFL prospect, and so when you look at yourself as a prospect, what do you think you have? What is it about you that you feel is the best that you bring to the table as a prospect?
I don't even want to get into the tangibles right now, but I feel like it's more so the intangibles. As far as me, like yeah, you can say I'm fast, you can say I'm strong, but like everybody is fast and strong on the next level. But like you can't it's not too many people on this world that can move to a different state 1,800 miles away from his hometown and walk into a room full of guys and lead them from the very first day. And I feel like me being here for such a short time and me the team voted. So Coach Fitz had a poll, and he basically let the team choose who they wanted to be team captain. And I feel like just by me coming out here in such short notice and becoming the team captain speaks a lot of volume to my character and personality, because I feel like that's not right. Winning over a whole lot of guys is not an easy thing to do. And I feel like I have been blessed with those intangibles to be able to do things like that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, obviously you talk about something that doesn't often happen. I mean, you completely go from familiarity with coaches and scheme and level of play and all of that, and then you drop yourself like on this team like way far from home, and still was able to be a leader, captain, and find success, which is great. So do you want to take some time to just sort of, talk through a little bit of your college career? Give us a couple of your highlights, man. I mean, obviously, we talked about that one block kick, but talk me through at least one or two others.
All right, so my very first college memory is my very first college game. Um, um, it was in September of 2019. We played West Virginia State. Um, and even even though we lost, my first ever college game, I had a forced fumble, and I feel like that that very first play that I ever made in my very first college game, I feel like that set the tone for my college career. And then in 2022, we had played the school called the Notre Dame Falcons. And I also had a forced fumble against them as they were driving down the field. And we had never beaten them up. We had played them 3 times and lost every time. The last 2 times we had lost by 2 points.
Mm.
And like um that third time, that fourth time we played them, I feel like I really had a very good game against them. And like that game, just in general, like it just, I don't know, like I'm really at a loss for words right now, because like you lose to a team 3 times in a row, especially by 2 points 2 times, and then you go out and have a good game and you beat them in double overtime on your homecoming at your home field. It was just a surreal experience, and I was just glad I could get the fans and the students a show that day. And then this past season, it was so many great memories, but one to me that stand out the most is probably the block kick. Like all the sacks and TFLs and stops I had, they were good, but like Coach Fish really wanted me to block a kick, and like just blocking that kick for him, it just gave me like a feeling like I it's really hard to explain, but I'm just glad I did that for him.
Yeah, and I mean, you're talking also about a game-changing moment, like
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, where it's like it's the difference between winning and losing. It's if
Mm-hmm.
it's 1 point, 3 points, or whatever, like when you're able to make those plays, I mean, they're just, you know, they're so memorable, obviously. Um, talking about Frostburg now in the Mountain East, doing things at the Division II level, going against really some quality opponents. The competition has been getting better and better there, which is great. But again, ended up going to Southern Utah, where competition a little tougher. Let's
Mm-hmm.
be real. And so, of course, also playing at a high level there and really making some great plays. So it's cool. It's cool to hear that you found success at two different universities, man. It's
Thank
always
you.
an awesome thing to hear. So, Robert, also want to meet you a little bit outside of the field, off the field. What is it about you that you want people to know, man? You have any other interests, hobbies, passions, or anything else that you want to share?
Yeah, I just would like to share that. I know I spoke on this before, but growing up, both of my parents were addicted to alcohol and hard drugs, and I just wanted to give um I'm sorry, but I just wanted to let the world know that I'm a psychology major, and I really wanted to shine the light on all the children out there that have parents dealing with with alcohol abuse and drug abuse, and I just wanted to let them know that they are not alone. And in my future, I would like to open up a mentorship for people, for children, for adolescents that have parents on drugs, and they might everybody's story may not be heard, and I just want to give a light to people similar to me.
I mean, dude, let's be real. I mean, inner city is inner city, and you got to have some mentors, that you can come alongside that can kind of help you through things because, you know, dude, not everybody's blessed with like a perfect situation. So I completely understand that. Interesting to be a psychology major. That is your major, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
And so uh so was that kind of furthering your degree that you got at Frostburg? I mean, what was the how did that work? Like you academically?
Oh, so at Frostburg, I didn't graduate yet. So I'm going to be finishing up my degree this semester. I graduate April 26th with the bachelor's degree in psychology.
Got you. So you just kind of transferred your credits over. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, hey, whatever works, man. I mean, obviously you're putting it together and you'll be graduating here soon. I know you have a lot of busy things on your schedule. Um, Couple quick things, just kind of want to throw your way. Um, again, Baltimore guy. I don't know how long it's been since you've been back home, but what is it that you miss most about home?
The one thing I miss most about home is just like, don't get me wrong, I love all my guys out here in Southern Utah and Frostburg, but at the end of the day, my family and like the friends that I grew up with back home, that's probably what I miss the most. My family and longtime friends. They have played a very instrumental role in my life and my success to get here. And I just appreciate everybody that helped me on my path.
Awesome. Want to throw a couple questions your way again, just for fun. So, favorite football movie?
You said favorite football movie?
Yeah, it's tough because
Favorite
there's a lot
football
of.
movie.
So give
I
me at least.
know. Remember the Titans?
Everybody gives that answer. It's okay though because it's
Mhm.
true. It's a great one. So,
And the longest yard, the first one, not the one with Adam Sandler, the first one.
sure, yeah, whatever. Burt Reynolds was actually in both of them, so
Mhm.
which is funny. Um, but hey, some great movies, of course. A couple other ones again, just for fun. All right. Uh, do you have any pets or anything?
No, I don't have any
Okay,
pets.
okay, okay. Favorite breakfast cereal?
Favorite breakfast cereal?
Yeah, I got some good questions for you, man. I got to get through 'em.
Um, it's it's really a tie between Fruity Pebbles and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm
Fair,
a big cereal guy.
fair enough. Okay. What about main course, like dinner type guy, man? I mean, what's like your I don't know, favorite meal that you would love to get? Like, are you an Italian guy? Are you Mexican? Like, what's your vibe, man? What do you like the most?
All right, so it's really two main things. It's barbecue ribs, beef ribs preferably. And growing up, my father would always make baked chicken. So I love baked chicken as well. And for the sides, you can't go wrong with macaroni and cheese and sweet yams. Can't go wrong.
Oh, I mean, as a big dude, man. I mean, of course, mac and cheese is like it's like the best. Is the goat of
Hmm.
sides. I don't care what you say. So, um, let me see if there's anything else that I could throw your way. I mean, is there anything else about you that you want to share? I mean, do you have any special talents or anything?
Special talents.
Yeah, like I don't know, can you sing or do something? I
Um,
mean, I don't know.
um. So when I was younger, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
Come on,
But
man,
when I
bring it
was
out.
younger, when I was younger, I had made a song about food. I had made a song about food when I was younger, so I don't want to know if you say I can rap, but I had made a song about food when I was younger, just joking around with my
So it's like kind of a
friends,
rap
recording
or
on my
something. Is that what
phone.
you're saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, it's hey man, it's all in good fun. So,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as you have fun with it, maybe entertain a few people, sounds great. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, sound like obviously you have a lot going for you, really off the field too, man. I mean, you're fun, dare I say, fun loving guy, who obviously has good personality, and I love your sense of humor, which is awesome.
Thank
You have
you.
a lot of other passions too. I mean, you talked about like giving back to your community, which is great. Hope that you do get that opportunity at the next level. It's great to be able to use sport, use a professional platform as an athlete to maybe get a chance to do that. But bro, obviously we're talking to you under the, I guess under this platform of you trying to become a pro football player, which I do believe that you will be there. So I know that
Thank
there are
you.
some scouts that are wondering about you that feel like you would be a great addition to their team, but I do want you to be just kind of talk through that a little bit. Talk to them directly now and just tell them why you would make a great addition. So go ahead, hit them with your pitch.
The reason that you should draft me on your NFL team is because I'm extremely humble off the field and I'm hungry, very hungry on the field.
That's short and sweet. Just humble off the field, hungry on the field. I like that. You can put that on a T-shirt. Like that, I think that would really, describe you completely. But Robert, appreciate your time. This has been fun. And I want to wish you all the best with pro day you got coming up. And I know you're working through some classes too. So wish you best of luck in that as well. All right.
Thank you so much.
No problem, buddy. Again, we got Robert Horsey, defensive lineman, Southern Utah. Check this guy out.